Wow, an absolute massive game-changing update has just dropped in KMS and is going to be coming over to GMS Reboot in 6 months. In today's video, we're going to go over all of the changes that happened, how this changes the game, and kind of give my thoughts and opinions on this update. Now, out of nowhere, this update dropped, and this was insane. How much content, how much changes, and how big this update truly was. It honestly is game breaking. It is game shifting. It changes the meta incredibly. So first, let's just go over the TLDR. So first, star forcing has changed significantly. So star forcing, as you guys know, used to go up to 22 stars, 25 essentially, but 22 was pretty much the stopping point. And the stars on these items could drop going from 15 all the way to 22. Now that is no longer a thing. The maximum star force has been increased to 30 for level 138 gear and above. Existing 23 star items will become 25 star items after the patch goes live. If you have a 23 star item in your inventory right now, you will now have a 25 star item when this update drops, which is insane. When star forcing fails at 16 and above, the level will no longer decrease. Yes, that means we are no longer going to be failing a star, and it drops from 17 back down to 15, from 19 all the way back down to 15. Once you hit a star, it is at that star. It's like going from 12 stars to 15 stars now. I think is an absolute amazing change. But of course, with that change comes another change. The price and chance of success slash failure slash destruction has been changed. Obviously, I'm gonna put up a chart on the screen right now, but essentially it's more expensive per tap and it has a higher chance of booming. That's obviously expected with a change like this. It's the same thing that they did from 10 to 15 stars. They made the price a lot higher, but they made it so it could not boom and it could not drop. The cost of star forcing has been increased from 100% to 200%. This is going to be very expensive for items like Eternals, Pitch Boss, and all the level 200 gear and above. Safeguarding now can also be applied from 17 to 18 stars, so you can get to 18 stars without the chance of booming. Obviously, you're going to want to go to a much higher star now, so that makes sense that they added in a safeguard from 17 to 18. Again, this update is insane. Like, I'm just looking at everything, and there's still so much more to come. There is going to be a new sunny Sunday, which is going to reduce the boom chance by 30%. That means star forcing on events is pretty much a must. Of course, now you could pretty much star force whenever you wanted to. Of course, it was a little bit grief, but this sunny Sunday, decreasing the boom chance by 30% is way too good to pass up. So it's looking like an on-event star forcing only. If not, you are kind of griefing, but we'll see how this plays out moving forward. So this next change is pretty much related to endgame only, but 23 stars and above is still only going to be attack. It's not going to give you luck, dex, strength, whatever. It's just strictly going to give attack, which of course is still really, really nice. I personally really like this star forcing change. I don't know about you guys. I think it's cool that they're pretty much redefining star forcing and they're kind of going in and mixing it up a little bit. I think it gets stale, and adding in changes like this are refreshing for the game. It makes things so much more exciting, and now makes it more exciting to go for the higher end of things. Right now we're in this meta where it's going for 22 and then 23 stars, and that's pretty much it. We've seen it before, we've done it before. This is going to be super fun and super interesting when it gets ported over to GMS. Maybe they tweak some changes, we're gonna have to see. But moving on, we're gonna be talking about the new Destiny weapon. Now this is pretty much like a second liberation quest, and this quest can be started after completing the Shang pre-quest, so at level 275. It works the same as the new Genesis quest released in Korea a few months ago. So essentially you're just going to get bonus points for killing certain bosses. I'm going to put a chart up on the screen for the points that you get for killing bosses. You need 2,000 points for the first Destiny Lib quest. You need 2,500 for the second one, and then for the third and final one, I believe it's going to be the final one, you're going to need 3,000 points. And here's how the Lib quests are going to go. You're going to have to fight Hard Saren with minus 80% FD. You're going to have to fight Chaos Kalos with 3 lives, and then solo hard calling, but you get plus 20 final damage. The quests, of course, have to be done solo, and everything gets transferred to the Destiny weapons. Everything that you have is going to get transferred to the Destiny weapon. I know a lot of people were confused. Are things going to transfer? Are they not going to transfer? So if you have a boss 35% on one of your potentials, it is going to go up to 40%. If you have 40% boss, it's going to go up to 45%, so on and so forth. Flames are also going to get upgraded to the level 250 values. This is one of the biggest ones that people were concerned about and confused about. Yes, it looks like they're going to transfer over. Also in this update, we're getting Hexa stat 3. You are going to have to be level 270, and you're going to have your Hexa stat 2 done. When you activate Hexa stat level 3, it's actually going to be pretty expensive. You need 15 soul Urda, and then you need 350 fragments. Just a little bit of a damage boost, but still nonetheless good content that I'm excited for. Now, moving on from Hexa stat, we're going to talk about new boss reward changes, and this one I am very excited for. Honestly, I knew they were going to do something like this, but I didn't think it was going to be this soon. This makes things super fun and super exciting to me. I really don't know how people are not liking this update. Everything seems super fun, super exciting. The current ring boxes in C Kalos, X Cowling, Hard Cowling, Normal Limbo, Hard Limbo, Normal Baldrix, and Hard Baldrix will be replaced. Yes, will be replaced with a new one. Opening this new ring box now is going to give you a chance at a level 4 and 3 ring, but it is also going to give you a chance at a grindstone. This completely solves the issue that we are talking about in our heroic servers right now, where it's like grindstone, you have to blink for it, and it is impossible to get a grindstone. Now, of course, as we know, the ring boxes are all instance in this server. Everyone is going to get a chance at grindstone. This is amazing. I am so excited, and now normal limbo actually has a value. Super good change, super excited for this. A new type of grindstone also has been added to normal and hard limbo and normal and hard baldrix. This is amazing. I'm reading this and I'm just getting excited. I sound like a fucking nerd right now, but I am so excited for this change. This new grindstone can be used to upgrade a level 5 ring to a level 6 ring. Easy Kalos and Easy Cowling, unfortunately, are not going to be dropping grindstones anymore, but the jump from Easy Kalos and Easy Cowling to Normal Kalos and Normal Cowling should be very, very, very accessible, especially by the time this update gets here. We're going to have Mastery 3 and 4 as well, so these bosses are pretty much going to be like early game regardless. Not too much of a change. If you're an early game player, I wouldn't be worried or upset about this. Not a big deal at all. Now, there's been a ton of boss changes as well. TLDR, bosses got a lot easier. Hard Cowling HP has been decreased by 24.5% in all phases. Extreme Cowling's HP has been decreased by 17.5% in all phases. Is this going to make Extreme Cowling clearable now? We're gonna have to find out and see. Nonetheless, very excited for this. There's a ton of other just changes with boss patterns as well. It's made a lot of bosses a lot easier, which I don't know if I'm too happy about that. I think bosses were in a pretty good state. I don't think they were hard at all, I'm gonna be honest, but they thought that they needed to make them easier, which it is what it is. Easier the bosses, the better. It makes newer players able to clear these bosses earlier, which is never a bad thing. And then little changes that are kind of insignificant but are still worth mentioning. The Grandis map is going to be reorganized. You're no longer going to be able to use a guild pot when you have a guild pot running. The Starforced enhancement tab is going to be improved to display probabilities up to the second decimal place. And then the maximum amount of money that you can hold has been increased from 500 bill to 2T. Insane. Now, what does this mean for this server? I'm gonna give my thoughts and opinions. Looking at all of this at face value, watching stuff back, I'm very excited for these changes. I think that this is fun. I think this is a new curveball that's thrown to us. It's gonna be cool to kind of dive into it and see how it feels. things get stale in the game, things need changes. I think the star forcing change is great. I think they need to and have been needing to change up the systems that we currently have, which they did. Moving forward though, what we're gonna want to do in this server is, unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to start doing a Golux, Commercy, the Commercy PQ daily, because I think that these items will become bis. Especially if you have the transpose version of like a Sweetwater pendant, but it takes a couple minutes a day, not too big of a deal. I personally am very excited for the new ring boxes. I think having those new ring boxes and having grindstone in the ring boxes is so good for our server, especially knowing that the ring boxes are instants here. They better stay instants in our server. That means side characters, side mains are going to be able to get grindstones, and then obviously having normal limbo and hard limbo finally drop a grindstone, and normal baldricks and hard baldricks dropping a grindstone, it actually makes those bosses interesting to clear and get the end result, because now, as we know, clearing normal limbo is kind of sleeper. There really is no payoff at the end. Now there is. We have a chance at getting a level 6 Oz ring, which is crazy. I always thought they were gonna do something like this, but not as quickly as they did. But that is the new update that is going to be coming to GMS in about 6 months from now. We have a little bit of time to prepare for this. In regards to the star forcing changes, things that you can do to prepare, I guess, is to save items to tap on the event. You really want to star force on events now. What do you guys think about this event? Personally, again, I think it's super exciting, but I'm excited to hear what you guys have to say down in the comment sections below. Saying that, that is going to be it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.